All right, we are back again with some Grimdark Future. It's been too long since I've been playing some Grimdark Future, breaking up my high elf fleets, my Beltan Eldar. So good to have them out. We're playing 3,500, so I'm really like escalating the points. We played 3,000 last time, really enjoyed it, so we bumped it up an extra 500. Yeah, against my friend's Battle Brothers. So for him, so for the scenario, it's 3,500 points, three objectives. Yeah, I just love that we're escalating points, and we're also doing this. He wants to bring his knight, those big walkers. So, looking forward to see. I've never played one of these big knights before, so we'll see how it goes. For myself, I'm bringing my Beltan themed Eldar list, so pretty aspect warrior heavy. I've got two Elven nobles. One I've got on a jet bike, and he's got the Shield of Grace, which is shield wall for his unit. So I'm putting him with that 6-man jetbike squad. I really like just playing at bigger points. We can bring some of these bigger squads. And then I've got a second elf noble. He's running with my scorpions. He's got a scorpion suit himself. Both of these guys have energy spears. So yeah. For my troops, 10-man storm squad. I really like these guys. Just put them with two energy swords. So 240 is pretty good with them. I've got two Avenger squads that I've added energy swords on there. I like them with two energy swords and pistols. Just gives them a little hand-to-hand ability. Got a Banshee squad, two killing swords, and some energy swords. So I knew he was bringing his knight, so I did want to make sure I have some deadly in the army. He also kind of tweaked his army based on what he saw with mine. We'll go over that too. I've got a spider squad. This is the first time I'm trying them. But they seem really good with all those AP4 weapons. So I've got the guy decked out with dual spider blades and twin spinners. 10-man scorpion squad. So just impact, stealth, scout. Really good. They're expensive, but scorpions are just so good. Running a 10-man dragon squad and with a double fire pike. So pretty pricey squad, but then again, those guys do very well. A Reaper squad that I just have with some swarm missiles. And finally, my 10-man jackbite squad that I've put laser lances on and two star spears. So those are my shining spears. And I have put out the hollow field on them, so they've got stealth as well. For my opponent, so he's running Battle Brothers, 10-man Pathfinder squad. He actually splits these up into two 5-man squads. He's got a Master Brother with War Chant that he's sending in. He did make some tweaks to this list, and one of the things he did go ahead and he put put a jump pack on this guy. So he's going in with the Assault Brothers with their jump pack. Like I said, he tweaked his list. He was kind of building his original list more towards like fusions, but he basically changed out for some plasmas. But he's got a 10-man assault squad that he's coming in. He's armed them with veteran infantry, so those guys are hitting on twos. Pretty nasty. Put 4 flamethrowers on him as well. So he's got another Master Brother that he's joined to the Battle Brothers. He's got him with an energy sword and plasma pistol. He's got a 10-man Battle Spoiler squad that he's put regen on. With heavy rifles. So his 2 fusion rifles he's changed out for plasmas. He's got another 2-man Battle Brother squad. He's actually split this squad that just have rifles into 2 5-man squads. He's got his Knight Titan with just a lot of stuff. Just pretty nasty. He's put regen on him, and he's got a 6-man Destroyer squad. He's actually split this squad up into 3-man squads as well. So we'll go over that as well. So just look at his list. So again, he's got his 6-man destroyers. So he is doing some proxying, but he did want to try assault destroyers. So these guys are technically Thunderhammer and Storm Shield, if you will. So 2 3-man squads. These lighter ones here, these are his scouts that he's trying out. He's then got a 10-man squad with bolters. So these are the ones his Battle Brothers that he split into 2 5-mans. And here is his War Chant guy. Here is his Standard Bearer with the regen. The regen is going with this. The top right are the Assault Brothers. That's these guys. And the bottom right are the guys with the regen. They're kind of the Primaris, so they're the ones with the regen as well. So for me, yeah, just my spider squad up there. I've got my dark reapers on the top left, my 6-man dragon squad. I've got my storm guardians, banshees, scorpions, my leader on jet bike, and then Karandris is running as my other leader. Just going further, I've got my 6-man jet bikes, two 10-man dire avengers. So yeah, let's go into the setup here. So we really do like playing with a lot of terrain. That's something I really like in Grimdark, that we really are trying to make it that terrain is an important part of the game. I always suggest that terrain is, the more terrain you have for Grimdark, the funner you're going to have. The more fun the game is going to be. So just kind of looking over here on the objective side. So I've got one, we kind of balance them out. We've got one close to me and one close to him, and then one kind of in the middle. So, but just kind of seeing here, this is towards the left, and basically we didn't really end up playing much on this far left because all the objectives, as you can see, ended up towards the right. So again, this is my left when I'll start playing, and you see the objectives really got pushed towards the far right. So one on each of our sides, one here and one here, and then there's one in the center going for, yeah. So this is on my close to my side. This is going to be close to his side, and then here is the one in the center on the far right. So this is where we're probably going to be battling over the objective. So for setup wise, so as we're going over here, we're starting to set up. He lines up his 10-man battle squad. He's got a scout squad here and a scout squad over here. And you can see here, I've got my guardians. I went ahead and I got a chance to place my scorpions last, so I just scouted them up. And I'm basically planning on just charging up. This is just 3 inches up, so, 16-inch charge, 13 here, 3 up. I should be able to get these guys. Also, we both basically set up a little heavy on this side. Now, as you can see, he's bringing a lot of his guys into deep strike, into ambush. So he's going to be light this first turn. So here I've got my jet bikes on the far right. I'm trying to hide them from this big nasty here. I've got some dire avengers, got my spiders, I've got my dark reapers, and I've got my scorpions. Towards the center, again, here is his other scout squad, and he's also got, I'll show you this later, he's got another battle brother squad here and here. I'll show you those. And then I put my dire avengers, my banshees, and my dragons all in this one area, trying to get some protection so that I can kind of run out. And really, these guys are going to be used more to attack his knight, especially if I can get these fire dragons up close. Yeah, so just looking at his here, you can see he's got 2 of his scout squads here. He's got another one of his Battle Brothers 5-man squad here, and his other Battle Brothers squad are in this building here. That's just looking at it from the other end, and you can kind of see both of us are pretty heavy on the right. And as you can see on the far left, this, like I said, we've really condensed the battlefield, just so that we're really going to be fighting over the center objective here. All right, turn 1, I did get a chance to go first. And yeah, the first thing I did is I tried to cast +1 defense on the scorpions and the jet bikes, but that failed. And then, yeah, I just, we just kind of kept them as is. I know we were supposed to move them around, but we just wanted to be a little more cinematic. So yeah, for cinematic purposes, we did like something like this. Yeah, we charged in, and yeah, so I have these guys armed with 2, so with dual power weapons. That's 8 attacks, and the game started out pretty crazy in that I rolled 5 Rens. Now, this is the squad with regen. So, yeah, rolling 5 Rens from the start was pretty rough. And then I just had the rest of the attacks. I also rolled good on. So between the 5 Rens cutting the squad in half with no regen, and then just the rest of the attacks, I basically wiped the squad, and then I just consolidate down on the ground. At that point, I didn't take the picture because it was the same thing. But basically, this 5-man squad move up. They shoot the scorpions. But between cover and their natural stealth and my armor saves, I didn't take any wounds here. At that point, my Storm Guardians were fast enough. They basically ran around the building and they attacked these scouts. I killed 3 of them. They killed a couple back, and then, but they rolled a 1 for their morale, and so they ran. And so my Guardians basically consolidated into the building. So those Storm Guardians are pretty good, and I like them. I don't like choosing flamers and power swords. I like to pick one or the other because they're basically going to charge, hit something, and then die. So I like them just with 2 power swords. Yeah. He moves up his scouts. So these guys have, again, he made some changes, just so you know, but his scouts do have shotguns. I know the army list and when he's playing is a little different because, again, he kind of saw my list and he's like, we let him change things to make it a little more even. So one of the things he did is he put shotguns on these scouts. So he walks up and he shoots 7 of my Dire Avengers. I think he rolled pretty good and then I rolled crappy saves. So yeah, 7 Dire Avengers down. At this point, my Dark Reapers, they move out and they shoot these guys on the building. So he rolled pretty good here, but I rolled pretty good. I rolled pretty good with Relentless and he rolled some bad armor saves. So I wipe out the 5-man squad. That's just showing my pictures of my Dark Reapers. Now his big guy comes up. I wanted kind of nice big picture here. So one of the things, he splits his fire. He shoots into the Storm Guardians and the Scorpions. He kills 6 Storm Guardians and he kills 5 Scorpions. The Storm Guardians do pass the morale, so he's just kind of coming out there and just starting to shoot things. I would say for his amount of points, we'll get into this later, I was expecting him to kill more stuff. But then again, the Scorpions were in cover and have stealth, so that probably protected them a little bit. And even with that, he killed 6 of them. So, yeah, my spiders, they just move up and then they shoot the scouts. They take out 3 of them. The 5-man squad move up. So they basically walk up the building and they shoot and they kill 3 Avengers. It's just the 3 Avengers, they walk up. And actually, I roll pretty good here. And I shoot. And these Avengers, because I roll some pretty good rend rolls. And I actually do 5 wounds on the knight just from my Dire Avengers. So that's pretty good. It's just pretty good that these Avengers, just by hitting some 6s on rend, can hurt that knight. At this point, I have the 3-man squad move up, and they shoot the remaining scouts and kill them. The Banshees basically run 16 under this building, and you can see the knights right up there. So they're going to basically, with Strider, they're going to run around the building and basically charge the knight next turn. And then the dragons, they move up. I do have a fire pikes. They shoot 1 hits, and I do 6 wounds, but he regens 3 of them. So the knight is actually down to 16 wounds already. So the jet bikes basically rush forward. They've got their lances, so they're going to try to get within charge range of that knight if they need to. And that's just an overview of the battlefield. And as you can kind of see with that knight, and the fact that he's got some stuff in ambush, I've really just taken over this side. Granted, he is bringing in 3 squads, and his knight is kind of starting to move over here. That's just another picture, and you can see here's this knight, 16 wounds already on him. I've got my Banshees poised to strike. I've got my dragons in range, and I've got my guardians. That's just another picture. All right, turn 2. So turn 2, the first thing he does is he brings in his 3 squads from ambush. So this is the 10-man assault squad with his war chant leader, and then this is his destroyers that he broke those up into 2 3-man squads here. So he gets to go first, and the first thing he does, he charges my jet bikes in. Does a lot of wounds, ends up doing 9 wounds on them. So kills 3 of them. I attack. I think I do 1 or 2 wounds back into him, but so I fail my morale, but I fail the battle, but I do pass my morale. But he does basically cut this jet bike squad in half. So at this point, I charge the Scorpions. I know they're probably not long for this world, so I charge into one of his 3-man destroyer squads. I kill 1 and heavily wound the other. He goes back into me. I think he takes out 1, or maybe not any. The other thing that, these guys actually survive because I also, on this turn, he cast +1 armor on the jet bikes in themselves. So between the +1 armor, I actually don't take any wounds from those guys, but they pass the morale. So the big guy moves up and he shoots at the jet bikes and Scorpions. So he takes the Scorpions down to 2 squads. The jet bikes are actually with stealth and the +1 armor. And remember, they also have shield wall. He actually doesn't manage to take any of the bikes out Because remember, it's both of these squads have stealth and the bikes are in cover, so that's -2 to hit. So the bikes are actually fine. And then that's just showing my bikes. So with only 4 guardians left, I just go ahead and decide to charge the knight. I figure he's going to have to expend his close combat attacks on these guys. So I charge him, but I don't do any wounds, and yeah, he just squishes them. So he attacks with his claw, and then he uses... So he did his stomp first, and then he uses his claw, basically, to absolutely murder these poor guardians. So yeah, they're dead. So at this point, he sends his 2-man Terminators back into my Scorpions, so both are fatigued. He whiffs, and then I think I rolled a couple more Rens, and I do like 1 or 2 more wounds. And so I kill one more, and yeah, but he sticks again. He passes his morale. So I move up my 7-man Dire Avenger squad, and I shoot his Battle Brothers on the top building. I kill 2 of them. He moves his Terminators, his other 3-man squad of Destroyers, towards my Scorpions and my jet bikes. Yeah, I move up my Dragons. So my Dragons shoot, they get off another 8 wounds. And yeah, this guy's already down to 8. So again, this Knight is a lot more squishy than I thought. I put him down to 8. The Marines on the top move and they shoot at the Dragons, so they kill 2 of the Dragons. The Dark Reapers, they shoot at the hand-to-hand squad, so they kind of thin them out. And yeah, and at this point, the Banshees just charge in. And granted, I did roll good and he rolled bad, but he did so I actually managed to kill him between the 2 killing swords that I think 3 wounds got through, and then just all the Wrens. Yeah, these Banshees just take out this Knight. It was close. I think he failed exact, but yeah. So the Banshees just take out the Knight. The jet bikes then, so he's out of turn, so it's just me. I'm also, advertising Power Raid. But no, I just move back, and since they're already fatigued, I just shoot my shuriken catapults. Take them down to 5. And then I send in my Dire Avenger, since I just have the Power Swords left, I just go in. I take out 2 of these guys, and he takes out 1, but they pass their morale. So at this point, like I said, I was better off just going in with the swords than trying to shoot him. And then, then afterwards, my spiders, they just move up and they shoot and they finish off that squad. Those spiders are really good. Really good. It's just them dead. And yeah, turn 3. So yeah, at this point, I think he knows he's lost, but he did go in. He played, turn 3 was a revenge turn for him. So he just wanted to kill some stuff. So the first thing he did, he sends his Terminators into my spiders. He takes out 3 of them. I think I do like 1 wound. I go into, I use my laser lances and I charge into his Terminators. I take out 1 more of them. He then sends his Terminator into my leader, and he actually hits twice. No, he hits twice, does 6 wounds, and I actually fail 4 of them, which is just enough to kill my leader. No joke. So we're not doing this for cinematic. He actually killed my leader. So it actually was pretty good. Like I said, he got some revenge that just through the dice, he did actually just kill my leader. So, of course, at this point, I have a full 10-man Banshee squad that I think, yeah, he's got 2 wounds left. So I charge him with 10 Banshees and I kill him horribly. The battles ended early. We're going to go in and talk about that. But yeah, so he could have played a little more. He had a few more stuff to do, but we called the game at this point. So that's just another look at the battlefield, and you can kind of see where we called it. It was pretty easy. I was going to win this game. That's just another picture of the battlefield. So yeah. So at the end of the day, it was a 2-1 victory for the High Elf fleets. I would say I definitely rolled better than my opponent. He didn't roll great, and I had some very key rolls. The thing with High Elf fleets, and we're going to get into this, is that if High Elf fleets, if they roll those 6s for Rend, Rend is just so powerful. I don't want to complain too much because I know that the new edition of Grimdark Future is coming out. I know they're going to be addressing some of these things, so I'm not going to like I said, we're playing this game for fun, but we also know that, a lot of these issues are going to be addressed with the new edition. Again, I don't know the new edition. I would say that these knights, they do feel a little overpointed. I don't, like I said, they could already be doing this with the new edition, but I would actually love to see if some of these bigger knights get a little more love. They feel a little squishy, but it's always good to bring in some deadly. I do feel that high elf fleets they're in a really great place. They do have a lot of rend, and I think it's good that they are going to be nerfing rend a little bit. It is a little too good. But I think it's, like I said, I think from what I understand, it's not going to be nerfed. It's still going to be playable. So, which is great because I think that high elf fleets are very, I really like the army a lot. Yeah, Scorpions, I'll just go back to, I think Scorpions, they're expensive, but they are so worth their points. I mean, those guys they are such a good unit, and with stealth, they can hit, be in cover, and actually be pretty good. I also want to say that Grimdark Future plays great at 3,500. We're actually going to go ahead and bump it up to 5,000 next time. So it played great for 3,500, and I think that we're going to try 5,000. So yeah, had a blast. As always, you can always play against me on Universal Battles. I'm always interested in feedback. Like, subscribe, comment, and if you're in Austin, we always have the Austin Alternative Gaming Freaks. So thank you all very much.